What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. You might recognize this setup if you watched our latest video on me talking about my new 2023 hunting setup, and that's because I just filmed that. I'm going over to my cousin's house in 2 days to film a video finding my sight tape, and figured I'd start that now because moving the sight is part of the sight in process. Originally when they built my bow at Lancaster Archery, if you can see, when they took this sight off my old bow, they mounted it on 2 screws that are farther back than these 2. Now that wouldn't be too much of a problem for me, but this bow barely fits in my bow case and this sight is actually off of the padding. So I do want to move those back. I know it'll change a little bit of my sight picture while looking through the peep. So I'm going to turn on the light on this camera so you guys can see what I'm doing, and we'll get this thing rolling. Alright, so it's a little bit more bright now, and I'm going to get moving this sight. So if you can see it on this camera here, the pro put the sight on these 2 brackets here, and I just want to move the sight back a little bit. That'll give me another inch or so back on the sight. So using this wrench here, I'm going to loosen these screws. So there's one, there's a second. So that gives me about an inch more clearance going this way. I just want to make sure that, my quiver would still get past. Oh yeah, plenty of clearance. I don't even know why I worried about that. Take that off later over there. Okay, so moving this back a little bit further. Put these screws in here, just like that, and that. Tighten those down. Get that nice and snug. Get the other side done. Alright, let's not go much further. Pull that back out. That's nice and tight. And we are a lot more condensed there, if you can see that. Got a lot more clearance in the front for my bow case. So that's a lot better. Now this was a little bit loose here. That is tight. So I realized I might adjust a little bit of my aiming point, just because I moved it back a little bit. So there it is, we got it moved back. Gonna have plenty of space in my bow case now. I'm gonna have to resight in 20 probably, and we'll get 30, 40, and figure out my new sight tape Monday morning. We will see you then. Alright guys, so we are at the shooting spot. I was gonna cut out a little bit of the sight tape sticky to put on here, but I couldn't cut anything out, it wouldn't stick. So I took the biggest sight tape I have. Dad's gonna be back here taking notes. I'm not worrying about the numbers on the tape. These are just reference points tonight. What I have on this tape will not decide. For example, if I'm at 60 yards, this is probably gonna end up saying 70. So Dad's gonna be taking notes and writing down information so that I can get my tape later. But we are set up at 20 yards. We got the deer target flipped over, so I got a horizontal line on the belly, and I'll be able to find my tape that way. So here we go, 20 yards. We're gonna take probably 4 shots. I'm gonna shoot one more and then maybe make an adjustment. Those 2 of them are high, 2 of them are low. It averaged out pretty much right on the middle, right on the line. 20 yards, I have right on the 40. Moving back to 30. All right, now I'm at 30 yards. Gonna be using my 30 pin and adjusting it if need be. All right, 3 pretty much right on the line. 2 of them are a little bit lower. Can you go pull those? All right, gotta move my sight, my 30 pin, I guess down a little bit because I'm low. I think that's it. Still low. That's good. That's better. Those are pretty good. Dad's gonna get the arrows. Stepping back to 40. Set at 40. Using the 40-yard pin, it's probably gonna be a little bit low, or the pin is too high, so I'm gonna have to move it down a little bit. But we're gonna take a shot here and then make an adjustment if necessary. And I'll zoom you guys in. That came out left. Definitely low.
Yep.
Oh, that's right on the line. And that came out smooth. Same height.
Yeah.
My 40 pin's gonna be low. Anyway, arrows are definitely flying more straight than they were the other day. I'll put a video in right now of how they were flying. One of my shots I missed under the target because it wobbled so much. So, definitely seeing better results, but my poundage got dropped a lot. And it'll definitely kill deer, but I'm going back in the winter to get it upped. We just didn't have enough time to really tune it for the poundage that I want. We need a little bit more time for that. And yeah, so that's why if you see my pin gaps are so big, it's because this arrow is going slow. That's on the line. That one's high.
Yeah.
That I was dead on. I know. Where'd it hit?
That might be on.
Okay, good. That's close. It's gotta be. Tell me.
Oh, that was your faded one?
I think I'm like right under the line.
Yes.
Done. Done. It's like an inch high. Moving back. I'm probably gonna go, I don't know. I'm gonna say 54 is gonna be where my 50 is for this. We're gonna move it back here. Oh. I'll go back up to give another yard. I think that group is actually really good. Yeah. I'm gonna shoot that again. Right next to each other.
Yep.
53. Pretty sure that's where it's gonna be. Did that hit low again?
No, you're right on the line.
That is a fantastic group for 50. Back to 60. That was my last group at 50. So, you want to range that real quick? I'm going to stay with the 13 and go 66 for this one. 2 inches high.
Top of the leg high.
2 inches high. Those are right next to each other.
Within 2 inches of each other, but same height. So I would come down a while.
All right. Shooting 65 now.
First two were 63.
66.
Let me
That's good. 60 yards is 65. I'm gonna go run and get a Lumenok too, because I want to see this at 70 yards. So now we are at the range of 70 yards. So we went from 5.3 to 6.5, which would mean 70 yards would be 77.
53, 65, 77.
Gonna set it for 77. Make sure we got clearance. Plenty of it. And I am going to turn on my pins. Oh.
Travel time.
Where is that? 4 inches high. Right where I was aiming. Right on that armpit. Alright, let's go down and get them. We're going to do another one at 70 yards here. Most of them were about 2 inches below where I was trying to hit, but I had a couple high and a couple low, or I guess one high and one low. And this is just fun, so we're gonna go for 70 again. This will probably be my last group. Just getting hard to see my peak. Is that high? Aiming for the middle of those lungs. I'm running out of daylight here, but I gotta find where my slider pin is at 20. So we're gonna move that up to 20 and start from there. These should be dead on. This is gonna feel like nothing after shooting 70, so I'm gonna move it up a little bit to the top of the green too. Gonna aim dead center of the heart, and if it's good, we're going home. We're going home. Alright, so it is the next day. I'm in my kitchen now, about to do my own sight tape. Got 4 things here. I've got a label maker, the notes that Dad took from me yesterday, a pair of scissors, and a pen. So I'm going to print a label here and take off the sight tape, use my notes to get my distances, mark them with the pen, cut it with the scissors, and stick it right on the sight. I'm going to move the camera so you guys have a good angle to see this, and we'll get right to it. Okay, so I got the label maker here. I am going to zoom into it, turn it on, and we're going to print the tape. I'm going to put an eye down, about 8 spaces, 9, 10, and print. Hopefully there's just a line on it, and we can use that for the home setting of the site. That is perfect. Take this, stick it on the table. This is the tape that I used to sight in yesterday, and I will cut this to size so I can stick it on my sight. Now we're going to take a look at the notes here. So these notes say, where this says 53 yards, that is my 50 yards. So if this pen works, I'm going to go to the 53 yard mark here and make a mark. So there's my 50. Then where this says 65, that's my 60. So I'll go over to the 65 and I'll make a mark at 65. Then where this says 77, that'll be my 70. Make a mark at 77. So I'm going in 12-yard increments here from 53 to 65, 65 to 77. So I'm going to say about 90 is my 80-yard mark. I don't need to worry about anything under 40 because I have a 30 pin and a 20 pin. I'm not shooting any big competitions or anything, so I don't really need the increments besides the 10s because I just need a general area on where I'm going to hit. If I'm practicing, I can fine tune that. I can probably get 5s and guess right in the middle between the two lines, but for the most part, we have a good start on a homemade sight. Tape, I will write 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we can take these off and put on my bow and then call it good. Like I said, I don't need anything under 40 really. So we'll cut it and then cut it under 8. Here we go. Okay, got that off. Now all I have to do is match up this dark black line with my home setting on my sight. Tape that down. So there's 40, the home. We got 50, 60, 70, and probably get out to, I don't know what is that, 76, not quite 80. But this is certainly a whole lot better than memorizing these things and guessing on a tape. And we have reached the end of the video. Okay, so we have finally reached the end of the video. It's been quite an adventure getting this thing all set up with how I have my bow tuned. Like I said, my bow will be readjusted over the winter to a higher poundage where I can get an actual sight tape instead of having to make my own, but this will do for deer season and for practicing down at school this fall. This whole process is really amping me up for deer season and everything that's going to come to our channel this fall. Please make sure to subscribe and like this video. We've got a lot coming and I'm really excited for this fall. I want to thank you guys for watching me work through this process. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one.